I coughed again at the beginning of the video. Alright, so it is, what time is it? It is 9:21. I started at 8:06, and I think I have 90% of these polyatomic ions memorized just because of a couple tricks I found on the internet. So I googled memorize polyatomic ions, AP chemistry, and googled memorize polyatomic ions, freshman chemistry, and I didn't come up with any tricks, but someone else did, and I sort of changed them a little bit to sort of fit everything we have to know. So, first of all, I am PS'd. I am not happy that I have to do this on a Saturday night and memorize these. So that's the first thing that I sort of put in my head. Next, I remembered a sentence. Nick the camel ate a supper of clam and brat in Phoenix. And I think the hardest part about this is remembering how to spell Phoenix. I remembered this sentence pretty quickly, and I think you would too. And then I go, well, okay. Then I think of a cat, which is where people come up with the next thing. So I purr. After you purr, I ate. So after you eat something, you're excited. I ate. And then after, eat a big meal, you're the opposite of hyper. I hypo. Now from this saying, I got 90% of these polyatomic ions down, I think. And I haven't even tested myself on it yet, but I'm confident enough to do that for the first time here. So now I'm gotta find the polyatomic ion sheet you're responsible for knowing. Let's see if I got it. I got it somewhere, sorry. Alright, here it is. So this is what you need to know for the test Monday. So I think from just this here that I memorized, I know 90% of these. And some of these aren't going to match. Just offhand, I know ammonium is not going to match NH4+. But I think a lot of you know that already. Acetate's not going to match C2H3O2 or O2 minus. Hydroxide is not going to fit in the sentence. Let's see, what else? Peroxide won't, I don't think. In a sense it will, if you really understand this later, but I think you need to know peroxide's O2 minus 2. But the rest of them, cyanide won't. Cyanide's not in this. CN minus. The rest of these will. Well, I hope. Alright, so, and I'll show you how, why I believe that. Now, I have this group of words, and why I decided to pick this is AP Chem graders, so the people who grade your test at the end of the year, say they find this sentence or similar sentences on the test as a way to remember the polyatomic ions. If you have this written, you can pretty much figure out every single polyatomic ion there is. So if the graders find it on the test, there's a lot of students memorizing this sentence and then using that to memorize the rest of the ions. So I'm going to, for the sake of time, just show you what this means. So I am, P.S., I'm not happy that I have to do this on a Saturday night. Starts with I. How many consonants do we have? We got M, P, S. Consonants are equal to oxygens. So we have 3 oxygens. How many vowels do we have? 1. Minus. This is iodate. How do I know that? Because in my sentence, I have 8. This sentence again will tell me every single one of these polyatomic ions. I know so far it seems far-fetched, but just stick with me here. In an hour, I think I have all these down, which I should have memorized 15 years ago. So now we got Nick. So it starts with N. How many consonants do we have? 1, 2, 3. O, 3. How many vowels? 1 minus nitrate. Again, ends in 8. 1 minus, because there's 1 vowel. 1, 2, 3 consonants. O, 3. Makes sense. So that's done, that's done. Nick the camel. So now we're up to camel. So it starts with C. How many consonants do we have? 1, 2, 3. 3 oxygens. How many vowels? 1, 2. Minus 2. So you look at that. So carbon, you know that's carbon. Ends in 8. Carbonate. So this might start to make a little sense to you at this point. Ate a supper. So now we got S. How many consonants do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. O4. Vowels 1, 2. Minus 2. SO4. 8. Sulfate. Clam. It starts with Cl. So it's a little different there, that the first 2 letters are the start of the element, but at this point you know that chlorine is Cl. So how many consonants do I have? 1, 2, 3. O3. How many vowels? 1 minus chlorate. Ate a supper of clam and brat. So Br, you know at this time that Br is bromine. How many consonants? 1, 2, 3. O3. How many vowels? 1. Bromate. Again, I'm getting the 8 from the sentence. Nick the camel ate a supper of clam and brat in Phoenix. So I got one more left. Phoenix. So Phoenix starts with P. So you know by this time that's phosphorus. How many consonants? 1, 2, 3, 4. O4. How many vowels? 1, 2, 3. Minus 3. Phosphorus. 8. Phosphate. So just from this, from starting here, I know the rest of these polyatomic ions by my next sentence. I ate, and now I'm hypo. So now I'm tired. I'm the opposite of hyper. So you have all these 8s, right? And you know these from this sentence here. I purr, I ate, I hypo. So let's go with nitrate here. That's 8, right? So one more oxygen is per. One less oxygen is ite. So pernitrate does not exist. So nor have I heard of it. So one less oxygen is ite, nitrite. So we know nitrate is NO3 minus. Nitrite, NO2 minus. So I'm going to pick one where there are multiple oxygens here. Let's go with chlorine here. So we got chlorate. I'm just going to put this aside here. So just from that sentence, I know that chlorate is ClO3 minus. And now I got this. So 8. Now one more oxygen is per. So I got ClO4. I got perchlorate. One less oxygen is ite. I got ClO2 minus chlorite. One less oxygen than that, or two less oxygens from chlorate is hypo. So I got ClO minus hypo chlorite. And I am just going to check my answers here. I have not actually tested myself, and here you go. Perchlorate, ClO4 minus. Chlorate, ClO3. I'm going to show that if I can. Chlorite, ClO2 minus, and hypochlorite, ClO minus. So just from this, from these sentences, or these sort of tricks in a sense, I am not happy, I am pissed. Nick the camel ate a supper of clam and brought in Phoenix. I purr, I ate, so like a cat, it purrs, it gets to eat, it's excited, I ite, and then it's hypo, the opposite of hyper. Just from that, I know 90% of these. So within an hour and a half, I think I will be able to ace my test Monday. All right.